Why are you here protecting CPS that it's a civil matter?
Mm-hmm.
That's misappropriation of funds and resources by the sheriff's department.
Yeah,
There's
100%.
been no crime. You're here to intimidate now.
Right.
That's pure intimidation. Why? Because there's been no crime. Dispatch has not been called. There's no probable cause for you to be here or to be to dispatched other than working security for somebody. And on top of it, this is the disgusting part, especially Blunt, all you sheriff's deputies out there, especially Blunt County, listen real good. When you watch these CPS workers break the law, such as questioning somebody on private property or trying to get into somebody's property, under your damn oath, you're supposed to put the handcuffs on them and arrest them right there on the spot because you have witnessed a crime. Asking people questions on private property is a form of seizure under the Fourth Amendment case law. Doe et al. Versus Heck et al. Very clearly, and it deals with all governments. You cannot ask questions. This is why you're supposed to say, "We'd like to ask you some questions and take you downtown." But you notice they
Right.
quit doing that, right? So when
Yeah.
these deputies do this stuff, you violated your oath, but you also committed a felony because now you're aiding and abetting, especially with the one that showed up at my door on January or July 7th of this year, beat on my door, open my door. Can I help you? You need
Wow.
to talk to her, which was another CPS worker come to harass us because we filed our federal case. And I go,
Right.
so you knocked on my door in your official capacity and power as a sheriff's deputy to force me to speak to this person, which on my private property, which then
Mm-hmm.
began to ask me questions and everything else recorded, committing felonies, and you stand there with another deputy and two caseworkers, and you didn't protect the people that you were elected as in the sheriff's office, that the sheriff failed to have his deputies take in what? Protect the people that elected you. That is called violation of your oath, Mr. Barong, and
Right.
improper training. Because we know that you're following an unconstitutional order from the state saying you must protect these people. Your job, had you had done it right, as well as every other sheriff out there, when you got that from the state, you should have gone to a judge and got a warrant and go picked up the person that signed that to you. Because
Right.
I will
This is
not do that against my people in my county. Violate
right.
or cover for your crimes.
And this is where the legislative branch at the county level comes into play, because as we're going around this country putting all of the county commissioners on notice, that's what we're telling them. You are continuing to pay the sheriff's department and the deputies
Mhm.
to go out. And that's one of the things that I bring up regarding the family side is every time you have a law enforcement officer that is accompanying CPS to go and unlawfully remove children from loving, healthy, fit parents, when there is no evidence of abuse, there is no emergency, there is no compelling state interest to remove these children. You're paying them to do these things. So once we put them on notice, it's going to be so freaking easy. This is why we're
Well,
setting.
yeah, to do that, but to turn around, these are Article.
Did I freeze? You froze. Anyway, for those of you that are on Facebook, what I was going to say is that it'll be so easy for us to go back after we have provided the notice for the county commissioners, and we go back and we're like, hey, we provided this on, July 22nd of 2025, and on October such and such, you had your deputies that went out and frickin', assisted CPS in removing the kids. You guys continue to pay
Yeah.
them after you're made aware. Sorry, I was still talking
Well,
to
yeah,
Facebook. Came back on.
well, yeah. Once again, we had that. We're touching on a touchy subject here, and they don't like that.
I
Uh,
don't know if we're
what
wrong.
once it comes down to those particular things too, is you're looking at criminal activity. Your officers are witnessing crimes, participating in a crime. The judge can say present them to the court or do this, this, and that. But if they're secured in their home with the Fourth Amendment, and you go into that house with a court order, an Article 4 judge doesn't have the power to enter the home.
Right.
There's the other issue that these officers are ripping these kids of saying, Your Honor, That order was given by an Article 4 judge. An Article 4 judge does not have the power to do that within the courts. Why? Because Congress has not given them that power. Right. The state cannot give that power away to that. Only an Article 3 judge can say enter the home. Those children were in my home and secure, and they are a protected person under this, and that judge doesn't have the power. Right. And when they take and they look at that, and you can point that out on top of that, oh, wait a minute, you got judges giving or orders that they don't have the power to give? Yes. These family court judges think that they are exactly a big boy judge in the big boy courtroom in the big criminal court and have that power and have earned the same equality. See, there's that whole thing for that bullshit equality of you're not to that level. You don't have that power. You haven't demonstrated that you understand the concept of it, obviously with the illegal acts that you're doing, but the fact that you're not even educating the deputies. Did you know which judge did sign this?
Right.
No. Did you teach the deputies that it has to come from an Article 3 if those kids are in the house? So long if they don't leave the house, they're not out in public, you can't.
Right.
You can't.
Nope, they don't.
And if you do, you've just committed a crime. And when you articulate that way, well, oh, wait a minute. Yes, you've got family court judges saying, I'm having CPS remove the kids. Well, we have a court order to remove the kids. So the kids are in the house. Mm-hmm. Kids are on my property. You can't. So long as it's here, I'm secure under the Fourth Amendment. And when you turn around, once again, because they'll keep doing that stuff back and forth, to cover each other. Of course, they're not going to take it and look at it from a constitutional perspective, but they should. They're required to. It's part of their oath. It's part of their insurance, everything else, but part of the class. But then it goes into, are they getting paid training to properly say and think, instead of being a robot as a deputy, to turn around and say, is this constitutional what I'm doing?
Right.
Because they're not even asking that question. They're just doing what they were trained to do. And like you said, you've got other, people in law enforcement that have come forward here in Blount County, here in other counties and everything else of saying, listen, man, I wasn't going to follow an unconstitutional order, but at the same time, I sure as hell wouldn't want that happen to me.
Yeah.
There's the other thing. These people that are doing it, even these caseworkers, and none of them, of course, they don't have it. Most of them are snot-nosed kids that don't even know what it's like to sit with a baby, to raise a child, and raising 3 kids. You have no idea. You look at some snot-nosed 25 or 28-year-old, caseworker or this and that. Well, we've got this little girl, little boy. You ain't got a clue what it takes to raise anybody. You ain't even raised your damn selves.
Yeah, a lot of times.
And every time you go through it, or you get some older lady that comes through that, man, she believes everything's for the state, and her political views line up with socialism. 100%. People that serve in our government offices and our government capabilities should be 100% American bred through and through. Socialism is illegal in this country. Matter of fact, there was just something passed in Congress making socialism, calling out socialism as being illegal in our country. It's now, I believe it's going to become a criminal act. So if you've got socialist points of views and this and that, it doesn't line up, you got a problem.
Yeah.
But, what did you think about that song? Did you get a chance to hear that song that was played? I get it was a little rough. But what did you have?
No, it was good. I mean, I'm a musician. I played in a Southern rock band for 2 years. And so I thought I was out here, I was headbanging. It was good. I liked it.
A little headbanging. We would get that in there. Guys, like I said, so we're going to wrap things up. Jessica, where can they find, I know with everything that you've got going on, you've got an organization, so on and so forth, and then connection ties here to Blount County. What are some of the ways that they can take in, the audience can take and get a hold of you? Or maybe, like you said, find you to get up-to-date news on certain things, especially on the Blount County case for a lot of us locals. Where could they find that?
So Facebook right now, I have not posted that video for Blount County on TikTok, but I will Facebook, TikTok, it's just my name, Jessica Saxton. Justice Without Limits .org. That's the website. I have scammer accounts, guys. They're not mine. They're other people that are pretending to be me. But if they don't have 50,000+ followers on their account, and if they don't have 14,000 followers on TikTok, so 50,000 on Facebook, 13 on TikTok, it's not me. So make sure if people are pretending to be me that you check it. They will ask you for money, for donations. I do operate 100% on donations, but I don't ask individuals for money. So if you get these messages, know that it is not me. And then Justice Without Limits, that's our website. And I say our, when I say our, I mean we the people. I actually got the website over a year ago. I didn't know what for. And it was the craziest thing in the world how God has just developed this. But it literally is a website that I'm taking constructive criticism on. I don't really have that much experience building websites, but now we have a website. So there's a website that you can go to. You can look at, the county commissioner's scripts are there. The affidavits to serve to the county commissioners are there. There's a lot of different things that we're doing just to raise awareness and literally to put these people on public notice. We're putting them on notice. We're serving them the affidavits. They have a duty to act under 18 U.S.C. subsection 4, which is misprision of felony. Whoever, is made aware of these crimes, they have to act. They have to report the crimes. So we're doing this. And my goal here is to get all 3,143 counties done. We want all these counties served.
Right.
We need people all over the nation. If you are in a specific county, please get up with me. If you want to serve these affidavits, you can do it. We're having a training tomorrow night, actually. So if you want to get on that email list, if you haven't done this already, don't do it twice, because I'm getting too many people that are thinking that they're missing out. If you've already gone onto the website and you have joined the movement, just join the movement, fill out that form, and I'll get you on the email list, and I'll email you a Zoom link. We're having training tomorrow night. So.
And guys, don't forget to, with like I said, our federal case too. If you guys have got sworn affidavits, I know you guys collect a lot of those and so forth. But guys, get one over to gunningforcps@yahoo.com. That's gunning the number 4 and then CPS, just like the show. But it's at Yahoo, not Gmail, because Gmail has issues and they were starting to hack some of those different things. But keeping it about constitutional rights in the family courts, just real simple format, what state you're from, everything and forwards. These are things that are going to go on the federal record. We're going to put it in there. And I'm saying this is not just happening here; it's happening all across the country. But once again, there's different methodologies. Ours is an actual court case, and like I said, that with what you guys are doing, Jessica, it's more of putting them on the public. Once again, working in different avenues, because we all can't do the same thing. We got to attack it from multiple angles, and we're only one person. We can't do it all. But guys, don't forget those affidavits to get those in. We're still collecting those. I know we've kind of taken a break with things, but we've just really been hitting hard with some of the things there. And Jessica, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. It's been a great pleasure. And Blount County, just the ability to give Blount County a voice, especially those that have been abused, taken advantage by several of the state actors that we've included, as well as multi-state actors, I guess you could say, because it's not just one state, of how they network this corruption. This is a national problem. And this is why CPS needs to be abolished. The court systems need to be going back to exactly what they were designed, 50-50, before, after, keeping it simple. We have law enforcement for this, guys. Once again, we're not saying leave the children unprotected, but if there's been truly a crime, meet the criminal standard and then prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. And I know Blount County has been frustrated with some of the judgments that have come out with some of the teachers and so on and so forth that have been found guilty of doing sexual crimes against children, inappropriate touching, so on and so forth, let alone the amount of sentencing that they do. Well, and I know that the district attorney's office has said, well, we'll have to go to state legislators. That's one thing legislators need to look at too, is these crimes for actually doing it, where they have true hard evidence of them harming children and abusing children to the fullest extent of the law. Repeat offenders, yeah, but the other thing we've got to look out for too is when some of these people get power, and we got to understand that too, which is why the standards for the criminal court is so high. Watching out for corruption, because people will frame you, including people that will work together in a RICO sense of the district attorney's office, failure to investigate crimes, the sheriff's office, failure to investigate crimes, all these things. Why? Because they're covering up the system, because they all benefit from this. Anybody that's involved in county resource of some sort or state resource, they all financially benefit from it. And it's not about, this is supposed to be a burden upon our society or anything else. It's not supposed to be a profit winning thing. And like I said, this is understanding you're glorifying, especially with child abuse and so on and so forth, those type of things, you're glorifying it by making it and accusing everybody of it to make a paycheck. And we're saying that this is a new norm, that we have that many. And for 50% of the children in Blount County, Tennessee, to be in foster care, it shows a huge red flag for corruption. And all the markers are there, Jessica. I mean, and you know that, and most people just, I can't take it anymore. But somebody's going to have to stand up and do something. Somebody's going to have to speak for the children. Somebody's going to have to speak for the families that can't, the families that are so broken because of these court systems, that I've literally seen these court systems try and tear families apart over false allegations and everything else for them to make money, and then cause divorce to go through the divorce court because it makes more money for the same system, especially here in Blount County. This is all about them getting rich. And if anything, this should be the scourge of our society that we even have this, but to glorify it and make it such a big issue where it's not is almost utterly disgusting. We shouldn't be glorifying this stuff. We should be looking down our nose. It should be the scourge upon us. We should do better as a community, as a society, as an individual, to not allow those things to happen. But I think the one important thing is that we got to point out too, it's not up to the responsibility of the government. It's up to we, the people.
It's us.
That's where the power lies.
You said someone needs to speak up, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, it's us. It's us.
Yeah.
Like, we are the ones
that's why we're here.
And get this
Absolutely.
done. That's why I keep encouraging people, don't be silent anymore. If you're silent, they're going to win. You're literally, if you forfeit, if you stop talking, if you stop exercising your power that has been granted to you. Remember, the Constitution was put in place to protect the people from the government, not the government from the people.
It was meant to restrain the government, not to restrain the people.
So we need to start
acting. Jessica,
as our authority. Let's just keep it rolling, keep it going. Thank you.
Update through Blount County, Tennessee, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks again, Jess. I appreciate it. Have a great evening.
Talk with you later.
Well, guys, there it is. Names are named. It's out there in the open. Mass corruption. If you're here in Blount County and you know all this stuff's going on, it's time. It's time to come together. It's time to speak out. It's time for your voice to be heard, not just in Blount County, Tennessee, but a lot of this people are saying across the country. That story sounds just like mine. Well, guys, it's time to come together with the people of your county and stand up. Go follow me on Facebook. It'll be at the closing credits this net where you can get in touch with us. You can send us letters. You can send us emails, so on and so forth. All those things to reach out to us. Guys, stay strong. Love on each other. Just remember, you're not the only one going through it. And remember, you got to make a choice. Regardless of what comes against you, you still have the power of choice that can never be taken from you. And choose that I won't stand for this anymore. Our voices are being heard, and it's about to all go down. And yes, we're looking forward to Canada having their revolution up there with everything that's going there, John. Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much. Join us again next week for another edition of Gunning for CPS. Have a great day, guys.
The reckoning is here. black stone when Kentucky crossed the line. Took her babies for revenge, thought they'd break her spine. But every tear she cried turned into molten steel. Molten steel. Forged a blade called justice that no court can conceal. From Maryville to Frankfurt, the corrupt began to run. They woke the sleeping giant, and the reckoning begun. Now 1 million parents marched with torches in their hands, from the hollers to the cities, across these stolen lands. Gunner's voice on the podcast was the battle horn blast. Every episode another nail in the empire's casket. He named the day, he named the hour, he named the final stand. He called it the reckoning. Now it's sweeping the land. This is not politics. This is not left. This is not left or right. This is the line in the dirt where parents say, not one more child tonight. Gunner Evers drew it. Sharon Evers holds it. America crosses it together. When the last courthouse falls and the last black robe burns, when the last caseworker flees and the last stolen child returns, we'll raise a monument on the ashes of their throne, carved in Tennessee granite with these words alone. Here died tyranny at the hands of a dad and mom. The reckoning came, 2020 seats the storm. This is the reckoning. Gunner Evers spoke it loud. Blount County in ruins, Kentucky in a shroud. CPS is finished. Hear the death knell ring. Every stolen child coming home on